The winning mindset formula. You can absolutely cultivate a winning mentality to enable you to accomplish all of your goals in life. This effective tutorial will teach you just how to achieve it. This is the recipe for a successful mindset. Know what you really want, set goals, and make plans. Change your subconscious mind to enable you to fulfill your ambitions. You must acknowledge that cultivating a winning mindset will require time and work. You most certainly currently have habits and ideas that are ingrained in your subconscious that are preventing you from moving forward. Although it's not simple to change these, you can achieve it with the correct methods and persistence. It is critical that you comprehend how the brain functions. In order to bolster your conviction that you are capable of cultivating a winning mindset, you can accomplish anything. If others can to alter your perspective, you can create new neural connections and modify old ones. In this guide, we'll explain how to harness the power of your subconscious mind to your advantage. You must decide what you truly desire, and we will teach you how to achieve that as well. It's important to set goals correctly, and each goal needs to have a plan. Your plans need to be divided into manageable daily chores in order for you to make progress toward your objective. A winning mindset can only be developed via constant activity. This insightful audiobook contains all the information you require to cultivate a winning mindset. Read every word, then put what you've learned to use. Practice, perseverance, and patience are necessary to complete the stages listed in the guide. Chapter 1. Understanding your brain to cultivate a winning mindset. It is critical that you have a solid understanding of how your brain functions. This is due to two key factors. 1. It will bolster your conviction that you can cultivate a winning mindset. Confidence is essential too. It will inspire you to employ and stick with the methods in this guide. The majority of individuals allow their minds control them. They mistakenly believe they are in charge for them. The idea that they can decide how they want to feel at any given moment is an illusion. Your brain will undoubtedly rule you. Unless you learn to regulate it, you will constantly be in reaction mode, and every event will bring on a different attitude to succeed. You have to consciously take charge of your mind. You'll be able to control your motivation and emotions after you achieve this. If you don't do this, you won't have much control over your life, and will be at the whim of the hormones. Your brain releases structure of your brain. Your brain is made up of billions of neurons. These are tiny cells called neurons, and they extend their tendrils to connect to every part of your brain. Neural structures can be altered, new ones created, and old ones destroyed. It is your experiences that have led to these transformations. Your memories are stored in neurons, which are also in charge of cognitive processes. Your body receives electrical impulses through the neurons, which instruct it to feel and behave a specific way. Your neurons are all linked together. And there is a connection between two neurons if they fire frequently at the same moment. Therefore, depending on how strongly their connections are made. If one neuron fires, it's likely that others will too. Your brain is made up of networks of neurons that are responsible for certain behaviors. A single neuron can travel all the way from one end of your brain to the other. As a result, depending on your recollection and comprehension of the circumstances, some neurons will fire. When you encounter anything in your life, they will fire as well. If there is a strong link with other neurons, these are the relationships you build throughout your life. An emotion is the outcome of specific neurons firing in unison. Your neurons can communicate with each other through synapses. Certain chemicals known as neurotransmitters are released into the surrounding cells. Neurotransmitters come in several varieties. Certain neurons stimulate neighboring neurons to activate, whereas others prevent neighboring neurons from activating. It gets trickier, since certain neurotransmitters aid in memory retention, while others cause you to experience certain emotions like joy or sorrow. You will experience particular neurons activating in response to every scenario you encounter in life. After then, they will release neurotransmitters to carry out a particular task. The amount of chemicals released by neurotransmitters which include cortisol and dopamine, varies based on the circumstances. Your central nervous system would be impacted by the neurotransmitters released. If you were in a perilous circumstance, as a result, your body will alter physically to get ready to face the threat, and you will become extremely vigilant. Your brain has automatically programmed all of this. The purpose of firing neurons and the neurotransmitters that are released in a harmful circumstance is to protect you. Your body instantly transforms as a result of chemical and hormonal shifts. The power of neurotransmitters. Brain neurons are unable to distinguish between a legitimate threat and unfounded dread. Your brain interprets situations where you don't feel in control of your life as a threat. If you experience stress related to them, the manner that their neurons fire and the neurotransmitters released is the reason why some people experience stress in response to even the smallest of events. It is typical for the body to release dopamine during times of stress. This is advantageous in that it directs your attention toward the source of the stress. Did you study right up until the final minute for your exams? You were under so much stress the day before the exam that you needed a dopamine release to focus on reviewing for the test. While some stress is normal in life, too much of it can be harmful. You will only be able to concentrate on the source of your stress and nothing else while dopamine is released. The good news is that stress is something you can manage. Other neurotransmitters. Your brain releases a variety of neurotransmitters in reaction to various stimuli, including pleasure for excitement, exercise, sunlight, darkness, tiredness. Your mood will be impacted by each of these factors. Most likely you've heard about serotonin. It's the hormone that not only elevates our mood but also reduces appetite and pain perception. Then there's melatonin, which contributes to fatigue. GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter that lowers brain activity to help you fall asleep and control tension. Goal-oriented behavior is associated with the neurotransmitter. Dopamine. It can improve your memory and aid with concentration. Acetylcholine is an excitatory neurotransmitter that is also necessary for your memory. Numerous more hormones and neurotransmitters exist, including anandamide, cortisol, estrogen, testosterone, and oxytocin. You don't have to be able to recall every one of these distinct neurotransmitters. Most importantly, you should be aware that the amounts in your body will dictate your happiness, your productivity, your creativity, your attractiveness, and much more. Improve your life with neurotransmitters. Certain neurotransmitters can be released to cause the onset of particular states. Your life will drastically improve. Once you are able to master this, flow state is one of the best states to be in. You will function at your peak in this state and everything will appear to fall into place. You can solve difficulties with ease, have complete focus, and have heightened reactions. Your success depends on having this creative concentration. The flow state is comparable to when you are in danger and must decide whether to fight or flee. Chemically speaking, the absence of terror or dread is what makes a difference. Instead, you'll get a rush of excitement and become more adept at solving problems. Creatively, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain linked to self-doubt, will shut down. Thus, consider how your life may be if you could always activate your flow state. Yes, you can. You can generate the necessary neurotransmitters to induce the desired mental state by following the instructions in this guide. We'll talk about the power of your thoughts. In the upcoming chapter, Chapter 2, the power of your mind. Your thoughts are the source of all you currently own or lack. We'll suppose, for the sake of simplicity, that you have two minds, which are 1, your conscious mind, 2, your subconscious mind. According to some, we have 3 minds, with the unconscious mind making up the third. However, concentrating on the conscious and subconscious is simpler. Your subconscious mind is likely preventing you from achieving the success you want right now. If it isn't already your subconscious mind, the power of your subconscious mind is immense. It allows you to operate without using your conscious mind by putting tasks on autopilot. There are advantages and disadvantages to this. It's a wonderful thing that your subconscious mind regulates your breathing, since it keeps you from ever needing to remind yourself to breathe. However, years of programming have also been applied to your subconscious mind, some of which is keeping you from achieving the success you desire. Depending on the circumstance, this programming will cause distinct neurons to activate and neurotransmitters to be released. The good news is that you have the ability to modify your subconscious programming. A large portion of your conduct is dictated by your subconscious. You might be surprised to hear that 90% of your thoughts and behaviors are generated by your subconscious mind, with only 10% coming from your conscious mind. Your subconscious, as opposed to your conscious mind, is constantly working in your favor. Your subconscious is at work. Even when you're asleep, your subconscious can be tricked into believing things that are real by your thoughts. Since it lacks the ability to distinguish between the actual and the imagined, your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is the one that you are cognizant of. It recognizes many pieces of information via your senses. 1 sight, 2 smell, 3 taste, 4 touch, 5 hearing. Your conscious mind will make decisions based on what you believe is important in your life. When it gathers information from your 5 senses, your subconscious mind is greatly influenced by the conscious decisions you make. Your conscious mind reprograms your subconscious mind with every decision it takes during your life. This takes place without your awareness. Your subconscious becomes programmed with your ideas, behaviors, and beliefs. It is an example of garbage in, garbage out. Your subconscious is taught to believe that you are not skilled at generating money. If your conscious mind makes this determination, until you retrain your subconscious, it will be there. Train your subconscious to cultivate a winning attitude. You must first train your subconscious to think effectively. This may seem like an incredibly challenging, or perhaps unachievable task to you. Your subconscious has been programmed for years after all. However, if you apply the appropriate methods and work consistently, it is achievable. You studied about neurons and neurotransmitters. In the first chapter, your subconscious controls both the arrangement of neurons firing and the release of neurotransmitters. Your subconscious will activate the right neurons and release particular neurotransmitters. When you think about making money, if it thinks you're not good at it, this is going to cause you to have a notion along the lines of, "Don't waste your time. You have never been good at making money." Have you ever considered anything like this? You have, without a doubt, we all have. You must alter your subconscious programming to encounter various concepts in order to cultivate a winning mindset. Is it possible to rewire your subconscious? Indeed you can. And that's the main purpose of this guide. It requires work and consistency, which is why most individuals do not alter the programming in their subconscious thoughts. It's far more convenient to eat chips while binge-watching pointless TV on the couch. However, you are unique. You are far ahead of the bulk of people just by virtue of reading this tutorial. After reading this tutorial, you'll realize that you can cultivate a winning mindset, and that you can make this a reality for yourself. By acting consistently, you are able to alter any limiting beliefs that may be hidden in your subconscious. Negative habits can be changed into empowered positive ones. It is imperative that you have faith in your ability to succeed. You will fail if your belief isn't unwavering. This insightful manual's first 2 chapters demonstrated the workings of the brain and the influence of the subconscious mind. You may modify the firing of neurons and the release of neurotransmitters in your brain by altering the programming in your subconscious. The idea is straightforward, but the execution isn't. You must apply the appropriate strategies which you will discover in this tutorial, and do so consistently. This has helped other accomplished individuals, and it will help you as well. We shall talk about knowing what you want out of life in the upcoming chapter, Chapter 3. What do you want? Assume that 50% of the strangers in the room are men, and the other 50% are women. Then you pose the following query to them. What do you hope to achieve in life? What do you anticipate being the reaction as they strive? Very hard to answer the question. Many of the people will likely have really unpleasant expressions on their faces. Each group of people will have a distinct set of responses, but these are the ones that are most likely to occur. Only about 3% of people will tell you exactly what they want out of life. A higher proportion will state that they are unsure yet, but have some thoughts. The great majority will admit that they don't know or haven't given it any thought. The simple truth is that you will wind up with whatever life throws at you. If you don't know what you want, regretfully, the majority of individuals lead lives like this. They are not motivated by anything in their lives. They lack a winning mentality. If you ask individuals where they plan to be in 5 years, how do you think they would respond? Only a very tiny portion of them will be able to tell you where they will be without hesitation. The majority will have no idea. These folks are successful. They are aware of their goals and destinations. You must decide what you want. The only way to cultivate a winning mindset is to be clear about your goals. Don't worry if you're not sure what you want at the moment. This guide will assist you. The majority of people lack self-awareness because it requires work to consider options and make a decision. You are unique in that you aspire to have a winning mindset. You need a purpose and well-defined objectives. Having goals will provide you a clear route to success. Creating a why statement for your objectives will give you the drive to accomplish them. Goals are accessible to anyone. You require an emotional motivator in order to accomplish your objectives. Your declaration of why serves as the emotional catalyst. It inspires you to get out of bed in the morning with a fierce determination to pursue your objectives. This is what you should do at this point. Give yourself some time to reflect on your goals. The greatest method to figure out what you want is to ask yourself several questions and record your responses. Here are some examples. Do I want to be financially free? Do I want to develop a new skill? Do I want to find a dream lover? Do I want to give more? So armed with pen and paper, ask yourself questions about the different aspects of your life, including your career or business life, your finances, your personal life, including relationships, your health and well-being, your contribution to others. Thus, you can question yourself. Am I happy with my income in relation to your profession or business life? Or am I content with my business or career as it is now? You can question yourself. Am I in control of my finances, regarding your financial situation, or am I working hard enough to earn my money? You could question yourself. Do I love myself enough in your private life, or do I want to be loved by someone or even? Am I content with the house I own regarding fitness and health? First of May inquire, am I healthy enough, or am I confident enough, or do I need to lose weight regarding assisting others? You may inquire, do I do enough to assist others? Don't just answer the questions in this section. You may think of a lot more questions when you consider the various facets of your life, and you should. This is an important activity. So take your time. Your success in life depends on your ability to identify your goals. You should come up with a very lengthy list of things you want out of life after completing the preceding activity to ask questions. Thus, for instance, if you were to inquire, am I happy with my income? If the response was that you weren't satisfied, you should reword this to something like, I want to raise my income. After that, you must go over each of these responses to determine your true desires. How badly do you want something? We fervently advise you to do this exercise in order to identify your desires and begin setting goals. However, having too many goals is something you want to avoid doing. You must so go through the process of determining which items on your list you truly desire. The steps involved in doing this are not too complicated. You should review each of the goals you set for yourself, and consider the feelings you will experience upon reaching them. Thus, for example, if your goal is to raise your income, picture yourself reaching this goal, and then record your emotions. This is something you truly want. If the sentiments are this powerful, when you think that you have accomplished the majority of the items on your list, you will feel good about yourself. However, very few will evoke emotions so intense that you would realize these are the things you truly desire. It makes no difference. If only one item on your list arouses intense emotions, you should center your goals around this. You must set priorities. If you have multiple, you should only ever work toward 3 objectives concurrently. and they must be distinct ones like financial health contribution. If you try to do too much, you will increase your chances of failure, especially when you are just starting out. In the next chapter, we will discuss your why statement and how to set goals properly. Chapter 4: Why Statements and Setting Goals. Developing a winning attitude requires crafting a compelling who statement. It will take a great deal of continuous effort on your part to work on both the things that are related to your goals and yourself. A compelling why statement will give you inspiration every day. You can have 3 why statements, one for yourself, one for your goals, and one for your company. The why behind your goals will be the main topic of discussion in this tutorial. The structure in which you write your why statement is really irrelevant. All that counts is that it serves as a motivational tool and a reminder of your reasons for wanting to accomplish your objective. Why statement for your goals. Every goal you establish needs to have its own unique why statement, since they can be customized for each objective. It is acceptable to create a different why statement for each goal, such as losing weight or earning more money. It is imperative that your why statement explains the true motivation behind your goal pursuit. It is improbable that your primary motivation for shedding 20 pounds is to squeeze back into your former wardrobe. Here's where you have to be truly honest with yourself. It's much more likely that you desire to get in shape in order to look better. Ask yourself these 2 questions when you draft your why statement. 1. What is the real reason that I want to achieve this goal? 2. How will I feel when I have achieved the goal in order to impress your partner or one-up your friends and family? Your true motivation for wanting to boost your salary is likely this here be completely sincere. Your motivation must push you to make the adjustments required to reach your objective. It's equally critical to consider your feelings after achieving your objective. Make sure to express these emotions clearly in your why statement. If for any reason you are having difficulty achieving your objective, these emotions will motivate you to keep going to better prepare yourself for the day. We advise you to read your why statement as soon as you wake up each morning. Wherever you travel, carry a copy of your why statement. Read your why statement again to get inspired and motivated. If you are feeling like you are putting things off or are facing a challenging setback, setting goals, having a list of objectives alone is not very helpful. Granted, it's preferable to having no ambitions at all. But that's all individuals make promises like, I will get more money next year, or if I will lose weight next year. These statements have a problem in that they are vague. Your goal will be accomplished if throughout the next 12 months you shed half a pound of weight. But was that truly your intention? Probably not. Smart goal setting. Any objective you set for yourself must be difficult and require you to step outside of your comfort zone. This is crucial because you will develop new neural patterns in your brain by trying new things that you have never done before. Developing your winning mindset will be made easier with the help of these new brain patterns. It is not worthwhile to write down a goal. If it is too simple, just go ahead and do it. You cannot cultivate a winning mindset by engaging in activities that do not present challenges to you. Successful people usually enjoy a challenge. So you should too. Your goals need to be put in writing. Although you should first write down your goals, it's acceptable to have a copy of them on your computer. There's something quite empowering about writing down your goals using a pen and paper. We advise you to keep a journal and write down your thoughts in it. It's a fantastic tool for monitoring your development and looking back on your accomplishments. Don't worry about how you're going to accomplish your goals just yet. Later on, we will discuss this. Your goals must be written down in a way that will assist you in achieving them. We believe that the SMART goal-setting approach is the ideal format. This is the main idea behind the SMART goal-setting process. Specific. Your objectives must be well defined. What specific goals do you have in mind? Don't only state that you wish to make more money or reduce your weight. Give specifics when describing your goals, such as losing 30 pounds of weight or earning $100,000 measurable. In order to gauge your progress, it is imperative that you have a way to quantify your goals. You can therefore check your progress on the scales on a regular basis. After setting a weight loss goal, maintain a monthly income log. In order to increase your income attainable, reaching your goals requires complete confidence in your ability to succeed. While we think you should pursue your goals, you won't be able to become the next Olympic gold medalist in most sports. If you are in your mid-50s and slightly overweight, earning $1 million in a single weekend is also not a goal realistic. Is the objective you set truly achievable? Do you possess the tools, finances, and abilities necessary to succeed? You need to be honest, but we're not asking you to hold back. Neither losing 30 pounds in a week nor picking up a second language quickly are realistic goals to pursue time. Every one of your objectives needs to have an end date. It is not too difficult to understand this. Establish a deadline for completing your task. Is it 6 months, a year, or 3 months? All of them are brief intervals of time. We'll talk about making plans to help you reach your goals in the upcoming chapter. Chapter 5. Create plans to achieve your goals. It's time for you to figure out how you are going to accomplish your objectives. You must put together a strategy that outlines the steps you must take each day. Your subconscious will be convinced that you are a winner. If you take everyday action, and this is crucial for developing a winning mindset. It is pointless to attempt to accomplish a goal without a plan. Your strategy is your roadmap to achievement. You won't get your idea exactly right the first time around. This is acceptable. Simply modify as necessary. We are fortunate to have access to information via the internet today. Make the most of this to your benefit. There will be someone who has already accomplished whatever it is you wish to accomplish, and has posted their experiences online. Check out what they accomplished and decide if this is something you could do. An effective planning technique by asking yourself the correct questions. You can come up with a great plan to reach your objectives. Thus, you should find a peaceful place to write. Grab a pen and paper or open your diary and ask yourself how you plan to accomplish each of your objectives. Spend as much time as necessary on this. This exercise will typically take you at least 20 minutes to complete. Thus, ask yourself, how can I make $100,000 in a year? If your goal is to earn $100,000, jot down any thought that crosses your head. This kind of question will elicit a response from your subconscious. You must get answers to all of your internal inquiries from it. Posing questions to oneself has great power. Continue doing this until you are truly at a loss for ideas. You can add to your plan later after you've created a list of items before you go to bed. Ask yourself the same question every night while you sleep. Your subconscious will work for you, and you will probably wake up with new ideas. Keep a pen and paper close at hand in case you get an idea in the middle of the night, so you can jot it down before returning to sleep. Write down your ideas no matter how absurd they may seem. This is a method that people with winning mindsets employ. Frequently, break your plan down into daily tasks. The next stage is to take your high-level plan and break it down into daily tasks that will help you get closer to your objective. You communicate to your subconscious mind that you are sincerely committed to achieving your objective. When you take everyday activity in that direction, your subconscious will then make every effort to assist you. Your subconscious would not accept you as a serious person, and would not support you at all. If you just took action every few days, it is critical to always have your subconscious mind working for you. For instance, one of your first day's assignments would be to research the various avenues by which you might be able to earn $100,000 in the upcoming year. This might be done in order to obtain a second job or one that pays more. Alternatively, you may start a side business, such as an internet company, to generate the extra cash you require. It is imperative that you respond immediately. Make a list of the things you need to do each day and mark them off as you complete them. Your winning mindset will get ingrained as time goes on, and your subconscious will shift if at all possible. Make it a point to act every single day. Don't berate yourself. If there is something on your to-do list that you were unable to finish, simply move it to your to-do list for the next day and finish it. Then give yourself a pat on the back when you've finished all of your everyday chores. Be accountable. If you have a job, you have an employer to answer to. In the business world, accountability to customers is paramount. You are not responsible to anyone when you are working toward your objectives and achieving your life's ambitions. But this is something you can alter, while some people may not require accountability from others. Others, you probably don't need anyone if you are a true self-starter. But it's a good idea to have some accountability if this is your first time establishing objectives, and you really want to cultivate a winning mindset. If you are looking for someone to encourage and push you, consider your family and friends. Is there somebody in this group who is willing to be honest with you and give you a hard time if you are not keeping up with your assignments? Selecting a person who will offer you sympathy and say things like, "Never mind. There is always tomorrow" is the last thing you want to do. Someone who will actually hold you responsible is what you need. If you're having trouble finding someone, there are websites where you may set goals and the community will work hard to help you reach them. Consider the following situation. You've had a challenging day and are still working your full-time job. Your everyday responsibilities are waiting for you when you get home. What then do? Take a night off? You may easily put off things. If you have no one holding you accountable for it, only you will be aware of them. You might get the extra motivation you need to get past your fatigue and finish your responsibilities. If you have to justify your inactivity to someone you know would berate you, you are aware of the superior choice, are you not? Don't share your goals with everyone. It is not advised that you tell everyone you know about your aspirations. We believe this is the case because without fail, every friend and family group includes some negative individuals. People will be shocked, unlikely envious if you suddenly reveal that you will be earning $100,000 or more starting in the following year. Even if most of your pals are also making $30,000 a year. They will try to dissuade you from doing this in a variety of ways. You'll hear statements like you haven't got what it takes and you will never be able to do it. You can just let these kinds of remarks bounce off you and keep on regardless if you have a strong winning mindset and mental toughness, which we shall cover in a later chapter. However, you have not yet reached this stage, and negativity of this nature can seriously impede your advancement. Those who are closest to you, such your parents or siblings, may occasionally tell you that you are wasting your time. Some could even make fun of you. Thus, our recommendation is to keep everything to yourself until you've acquired the fortitude necessary to handle this. We'll talk about how to manage your ideas to create a winning mindset in the upcoming chapter, Chapter 6, Control Your Thoughts, to develop your winning mindset. You have to master your mental thinking if you want to cultivate a winning mindset. Although it's not simple, you can do this by regularly applying the strategies in this chapter. You can shift your perspective from one of negativity to optimism by managing your thoughts. This is a crucial phase in cultivating a winning mentality. Reprogram your subconscious mind, where you are now is a result of every thinking you have ever had throughout your life. Everything in your life that you currently own or lack is a result of your past thinking. You have the incorrect thought, which is why you don't currently have what you want in life. It is all up to you. You must not only alter the way you think, but also take charge of the ideas that are constantly running through your mind. This is what winning mindsets and successful people constantly do. We would like to alert you right away that while the methods we are about to share with you do work, they are not miracles for optimal effects. You will need to practice them daily. Having a winning mindset makes this come naturally. Everybody has ideas in their heads on a daily basis. This is sometimes referred to as your vyari or self-talk. Everything is the same. This self-talk, which is occurring in your conscious mind, is extremely potent. Since it has the ability to either reinforce or form new subconscious beliefs, your subconscious mind may work against you and prevent you from reaching your goals if you are not in control of your ideas. So how can you put an end to this? Controlling what enters and remains outside of your subconscious mind is all that is required. You are in control. You are always in charge of your thoughts. Never forget that it's just you and your ideas. You are ultimately responsible for how you interpret this knowledge. even though other people's opinions may have an impact on your thinking. Every day, we are all plagued by negative ideas. Negative ideas can occur to even winning-minded individuals. If you let them, these pessimistic ideas will completely dash your hopes, keep you from reaching your objectives, and keep you from cultivating a winning mindset. What action can you take in this regard? Counteract your pessimistic thoughts with optimistic ones to find the solution. That's right, it's that easy. Admittedly, the practice is harder. You will be able to shift your perspective from a negative to a positive one. Though if you put in the work and are persistent enough, unfavorable outcomes are the inevitable fate of pessimistic individuals. The likelihood of positive people achieving their goals is much higher. What person would you like to be? Then, in between being positive and negative is where most people are at to shift to the positive side. Apply the strategies in this manual. It is the law of attraction that allows negative people to attract things they do not desire. People are given what they concentrate on by this strong life law. Pessimistic individuals concentrate on negative aspects in order to attract negative outcomes. A winning attitude concentrates on the positive and produces great outcomes for the individual. How to get rid of negativity? You need to start becoming self-centered. If you want to genuinely cultivate a winning mentality, every one of us has unfavorable family and friend relationships. These individuals moan about everything for as long as they can, of course. It's always someone else's fault. You will be affected by these people's negativity every time you are around them. You must have a strategy in place to handle other people's negativity until you have established your winning mindset and the mental fortitude to go along with it. We're not serious when we say you should never meet with these people again. Some of them will be cherished friends and relatives who you have known for a long time. However, we do advise you to limit the amount of time you spend with them. If they begin to doubt your abilities while you are working with them, you must respond to their criticisms and unfavorable remarks appropriately. Thus, instantly counter any statement that you will never be able to do that by telling yourself that I can do anything. Treating other people's opinions as such is another effective strategy for handling their criticism. Everyone is entitled to their opinions, and some individuals enjoy pushing them on you. Therefore, keep in mind that this is just their opinion, and they are not right. Whenever you hear something unfavorable naturally, not every criticism is negative, always be willing to listen. If someone you respect tries to provide you constructive criticism about the work you are doing, if you think the criticism is unwarranted, simply consider that this is just their opinion and they are not right. However, if the criticism highlights anything important to you, express your gratitude to the one who brought it out. Let's say you've made the decision to work with a mentor to assist you accomplish a goal. You should pay attention to what they have to say, since they have accomplished what you are attempting to accomplish. Whether or if you take their counsel is up to you. Another thing you should definitely avoid doing is wasting hours on social media. Negative messages are widely disseminated on social media, even if you might think you can do it. At first, this might be quite difficult for you. While we don't advocate for social media abstinence, we do advise limiting your usage time. How about the television news? Some folks are content to absorb all of the negativity that the news offers and simply cannot ignore it. Our recommendation is to give up viewing the news, especially in the morning. Avoid letting a lot of negative signals around you when you start your day, controlling your own thoughts. When someone makes a nasty remark, you are less likely to internalize it and believe it than when it is just a random bad thought that occurs to you. This is a result of your greater level of self-confidence than in other people. Therefore, it will have far more of an influence on you if you suddenly decide I cannot do this than if someone else tells you the same thing. Now is the time to take action on this negative idea by telling yourself I can do anything and I will figure this out, or something along those lines. The idea that I can't do this is something you don't want to take hold of in your subconscious. If you don't dispel ideas like this, your subconscious will begin to think that you are limited, which will have terrible effects on you. Neutralize negative ideas to break the brain connections that are already there. Have you ever wondered why certain thoughts just seem to take over your mind? Everyone experiences this, and the cause is that your attention is being drawn to the issue rather of the potential fix. If you are struggling financially and don't have enough money for rent, dwelling on this issue can deplete your strength and energy. Concentrating on a solution is the response to this. What are the finest ways for me to find the money to pay the rent? Asks oneself. You'll get some suggestions from your subconscious. You will break away from your current downward spiral. When you take this action, you'll be more motivated to solve the issue and find the best answer. Use your past as a reference, and that's all. Those with winning attitudes only look backwards as helpful guides, never elsewhere. They never focus on the errors they've made in the past, and you should follow suit. Too many individuals live in the past and let it dictate how they will live in the future. It's not a guarantee that you will fail at anything in the future, just because you failed at it. Once everyone has made errors in the past, the key is to learn from them and move on. You can achieve now and in the future. Don't let your past hold you back. You are sending the wrong message to your subconscious mind. When you allow your past to dictate your future, it perpetuates the idea that if you attempted something once and failed, you will always fail at it. Are you prone to giving up on new endeavors quickly? This is what you do because it's what you've always done. You are permitting the past to have an impact on the present. Thus, how are you going to go past your past once more? The key is to master mental control when you are about to embark on a new endeavor and the idea occurs to you. I will not stick at this for long. Instantly counter this thought with something like, it doesn't matter that I gave up on things easily before now. I will see them through, making this work for. You will require consistent effort to take control of your thoughts. There is no quick remedy or magic trick. You will discover that you have a far more optimistic view on life after a very short period of time spent neutralizing your negative ideas. This is the first indication that you are starting to take charge of your thinking. Take advantage of positive affirmations. By repeating affirmations to yourself every day, you may quickly cultivate a winning mindset. It is an excellent strategy. Chapter 7: Winning Mindset Traits and Developing Mental Foulness. There are some characteristics shared by people with winning mindsets, and you too must cultivate these characteristics. Developing a winning mindset is not simple, and there will be many obstacles on your path. If you have the correct mental toughness, you can overcome any obstacles and accomplish your objectives with ease. You will occasionally run into issues that you are unable to handle, which may cause you to become overwhelmed. There will also be moments when you are too exhausted or lacking in energy to complete your job. These are universal obstacles. So how can people with winning attitudes get beyond them and keep going? The reason they make it through the bad times is because they possess mental toughness. This is referred to as a high-end resolve, which indicates that they will persevere no matter what happens. Having a winning mindset prevents you from engaging in escapism techniques, like binge-watching TV shows, or spending a lot of time on social media. If a problem begins to consume you, you will immediately shake it off and start looking for a solution. Use the law of inertia. The law of inertia? What is it the easiest way to put it? Is this, after working on a change for a while, there will be a strong drive to stick with it even though it is first difficult to make. This is a result of your brain's neuronal connections changing. You must force yourself to do something, even when you don't feel like it. In order for this to work for you, there will be days when you simply don't want to work on your assignments. Pushing through this state is the greatest route out of it. You will be confirming to your subconscious mind that you are the winner. When you do this winning mindset traits, there are 6 traits that all people with a winning mindset have. 1. Start. 2. Prioritize. 3. Focus for persistence. 5. Review. 6. Organization. Let's take a look at each of these. In turn, start a winning mindset causes one to the start. Everything. Thus get started immediately. Stay away from waiting for anything or anyone. Now is the ideal time to get started. Upon commencing, you will leverage the force of inertia. The initial few words of a novel are written first, thus simply get started and don't stop. However, what if you are unable to begin at this time? What happens if you find the task you wish to undertake to be too challenging? Never think that you can't accomplish anything. Simply get started on it. The majority of things are far easier than they initially appear to be. Divide a big work into little chunks and get started. Your daily to-do list may become too long and overwhelming, leaving you unsure of where to begin, and ultimately leading you to give up. Thus, under this circumstance, you must cultivate the second quality, which is to prioritize. All right. So you have 7 things you need to finish today. With which one do you begin? We advise you to begin with the task that, if left undone, will bother you throughout the day. Perhaps this is answering a crucial email or paying a bill. You have been putting this off for whatever reason. And now the pressure is really mounting. Just take care of this first, because you don't want to be under this much pressure in your life afterward. You'll feel so much better and more capable of finishing the other activities. It will be difficult to focus on your other chores. If something is causing you stress, selecting the simplest task on your list should be your next priority. This might go against everything you've already learned. Many books would advise you to start with the most challenging task first. But we disagree by starting with something simple. You can gain momentum to proceed and take advantage of the law of inertia. Naturally, this does not imply that you should put off doing challenging activities. These also need to be completed by you. Simply put, when you've already completed some easier activities, it makes it much easier to take on more challenging ones. Thus, you should look at the remaining jobs and rank them according to significance, after finishing the task that will cause you stress. If you don't finish it, and the easiest task on your list to get momentum next, finish each in the correct order. Focus. One of the most effective strategies for developing a winning attitude is the capacity to focus entirely on a task at hand until it is finished. This will increase your mental fortitude. The world of today is filled with distractions, making it harder than ever to focus on anything. Make careful not to get sidetracked by obvious things. Avoid attempting to complete your activities while the TV is on in the background. Similar to this, you will find it extremely difficult to do your work in a room full of people who are chatting. Avoid the items will divert your attention. Being distracted all the time is almost impossible. You must then return your attention to what you are doing when this occurs. If your thoughts are easily distracted, practice refocusing repeatedly until it comes naturally to you. Persistence. You really need to cultivate this winning mindset attribute, which is another excellent one. Perseverance is the key to winning battles, taking home gold in the Olympics, founding multi-billion-dollar businesses, and discovering medical treatments. It is the complete opposite of surrendering. Your subconscious gets the wrong signals when you give up on anything, no matter how tiny, and this strengthens the neural link that will prompt you to give up again later on. Why do individuals give up? Fear of failing is one of the most frequent causes. Do you believe that those who had winning attitudes never made errors or wanted to give up? Of course they did. But their persistence kept them from giving up. They went on after taking what they could from their mistakes. Pull out your why statement and read it. If you are in a place where you want to give up, you'll feel inspired and motivated to keep moving forward by this. Get up and do some physical activity to revitalize oneself. Give yourself a fistful of punches and a loud, "Come on." Continue honing your sense of perseverance. Possessing this mental toughness attribute is really advantageous. If you continuously giving up, you will never be able to cultivate a winning mindset. People who are persistent always prevail. Review. It is critical that you routinely assess your work to make sure you are headed in the proper direction. You risk wasting a lot of time and energy going in the wrong way. If you don't take this action, suppose that losing weight is one of your objectives. Taking frequent steps on the scales is one approach to review this. However, it goes beyond that. Are you getting fatigued and hungry from your new regimen by doing what you are doing? Do you feel healthier or worse off? You can determine what is and isn't working when you review the things you are doing. For the things that are not going as planned, you can change course and focus more on what is working. Organization. You may encounter several obstacles in your life that you can simply avoid. If you are disorganized, imagine not knowing where something is when you need it to finish a task. For instance, this could be a physical document or a computer file. You will become anxious and squander important time trying to discover it. Better organization cannot be achieved by waving a magic wand. It's just something you have to accomplish. Simply work on keeping your computer and crucial documents at home and at work better organized. We'll talk about the value of a daily routine in creating a winning mindset. In the upcoming chapter, Chapter 8, use the right daily routine to develop your winning mindset. Creating a daily routine that supports your winning mindset is the greatest approach to cultivate it. To do this, you must send the strongest signals to your subconscious mind and act consistently. Each day your brain will develop new neural connections through consistent everyday action, and these connections will get stronger with each new action you take. Get a good start to each day. Always start each day off in the right way. Read your why statement, read your goals, read your positive affirmations, and visualize that you already have what you really want to plan your day and start working on one task. All of these things will help to send the right signals to your subconscious mind. They will also help to develop your winning mindset traits and mental toughness, especially persistence. Start and maintain a journal. We strongly advise you to start journaling immediately. If you don't already in the diary, you can write down your goals and why statement. In addition to your positive affirmations, noting down your daily tasks in your journal is also a smart suggestion. As you proceed on your adventure, record your feelings, write in your journal about your activities and feelings every day. Make a note of any challenges you overcame. You can take stock of your progress once you've written a few journal entries. This is excellent for adding more drive. Take out your journal and consider your accomplishments to date. If you are experiencing any kind of depressive episode, learn something new each day. Make a commitment to lifelong learning. After school ends, learning never stops. This is only the start. Decide to learn something new every day. If not more, it makes no difference how little this is. Continue expanding your knowledge at all times. End the day right before you retire at night. We recommend that you do the following. Read your why statement, read your goals, read your positive affirmations, or visualize that you already have what you really want to plan for the next day. Again, you are sending the strongest signals to your subconscious mind. You will sleep soundly knowing that you have planned out the next day. Handling inactivity. Occasionally something in your life will keep you from starting or finishing your everyday tasks. This could be an unexpected emergency or a tragedy such as a death in the family. Don't punish yourself for missing a day, no matter what the cause. Spend a few minutes alone on these idle days, reflecting about your activities and objectives. If necessary, complete this in the restroom. Write a brief strategy for how you will recover from this idleness on a piece of paper that you carry with you and a pen. It could be necessary to rearrange the tasks so that you take care of the most crucial ones. First thing the following day, it is crucial that you deliberate on your course of action and your objective. It is essential to consistently reinforce to your subconscious that you are victorious. It just takes a few minutes and this actually works. The best strategies for cultivating a winning mindset will be covered in the last chapter. Chapter 9, Best Practices for Developing a Winning Mindset. These are the finest practices that you should adhere to. In order to cultivate a winning mindset, you'll give yourself the best opportunity of cultivating a winning mindset as quickly as possible. If you adhere to these best practices, 1. Understand how your brain works. You can see that you can alter the current neural connections. If you have a better understanding of how your brain functions, you have the ability to modify these relationships and form new ones that will support the development of your winning mindset. It's imperative that you think this is feasible. To use your subconscious mind to your advantage. The secret to cultivating a winning mindset is to harness the power of your subconscious mind. Your current life is the outcome of programming your subconscious mind. Throughout the years, you must use the appropriate strategies and behave consistently to teach your subconscious that you are a winner. 3. Decide what you want. A winning mindset allows one to know what one wants. Spend some time thinking about what you truly want out of life. Then rank your priorities according to how important you think they are. Determine what it is that you truly want out of life by asking yourself certain questions. 4. Why statement and goals. Make a why statement that encapsulates the true motivation behind your goals. Consider how you want to feel after completing this task every day. Find motivation and inspiration by reading your why statement. Use the SMART goal creation technique to create goals that are motivating. 5. Create plans. You must develop strategies for reaching your objectives that you can divide into manageable daily activities. A plan is necessary since it charts the course for your success. You can make adjustments to your plan as you proceed, because it will never be flawless. A winning mindset is characterized by constant planning. 6. Control your thoughts to cultivate a winning mindset. You must master thought control. Replace any negative thoughts with positive ones to offset them. By using effective thought control techniques, you may rewire your subconscious and get rid of any unfavorable thoughts that are preventing you from reaching your full potential. 7. Develop winning mindset traits to have the mental toughness necessary to succeed. Every time you must cultivate the 6 winning mindset attributes. Always starting setting priorities, focusing, persevering, reviewing, and organizing are some of these qualities. 8. Establish a daily routine. Establishing a consistent daily routine will help you establish positive neural associations in your brain, which can persuade your subconscious mind that you are committed to cultivating a winning mindset. At least once a day. Read your goals, your why statement, and your affirmations. Maintain a journal conclusions. It's time for you to act now that you are aware of the steps involved in cultivating a winning mindset. Don't merely read this instruction and then store it on your hard drive to collect digital dust. This is your life. So take action and put the knowledge you've gained to use. You will be far ahead of the bulk of people if you decide what you truly want, because most people have no concept what it is. Don't stop there though. Establish your objectives, and take the required steps to meet them. Put in a lot of effort into managing your thoughts and building the mental fortitude. You'll need to persevere through challenging times, and you have to have faith that you will face challenges. We hope you found the Winning Mindset formula to be enjoyable to read, and that this book served as an inspirational and educational resource. Learn how your brain functions to begin with, and then take the necessary actions to implement the adjustments needed to cultivate a winning mindset. It is our genuine wish that you cultivate a winning mindset and achieve all of your life's goals.